Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and I'm a little behind schedule again today. Wanted to show you something. I think this is the same Joker that I used to cover a lot, but I think he retired, and I think he maybe changed his name on here, like changed his handle. But anyway, I saw this and I wanted to cover it. He says XRP XLM algo charts to be watched. 3 years accumulation. When they break out 10 times minimum is my target. Well, I'm big on XRP, but I'm also an XLM holder, and I've always thought that they were in some kind of way brother-sister coins, but maybe there is actual bad blood between Jed McCaleb and the Ripple guys. That's the way the story goes. But in any event, I think that both of these will do well. I've always thought they would, and I think 10 times is being conservative, in my opinion, as far as what, especially after this SEC lawsuit. But anyway, I just wanted to show you that. Okay, James Phelan is back on the scene. He's showing us this. He's got an updated schedule on the Ripple lawsuit, and then so he's got these upcoming dates, deadline for exchange of expert rebuttal. Anyway, I'm not going to bog you down in all of it. I just wanted to make you aware that it's here. The January 14th is the deadline for expert discovery. I think, and don't quote me, I don't know why it would or would not be on here, but I swear somebody told me that the fair notice part of this, the judge would rule on that sometime in January. I could be wrong, but that's what I thought I heard. Okay, and then he puts this one out. Judge Netburn granted the SEC's motion to compel Ripple to search for and turn over video and audio recordings of internal Ripple meetings, but the order had limitations as described below. I'm not going to go through the whole order. My first thoughts on this, and down here it says 4,000 recordings. The parties are ordered to meet and confer to determine whether there are particular time periods when they are most likely to be responsive to SEC's discovery demand. Anyway, I was talking to somebody today and I was like, well, that's weird. Why would Ripple record themselves that many times? Why would they have recordings of their meetings at all? That doesn't make much sense to me. I don't know what that's about. It's kind of strange. Okay. I wanted to play this clip from Real XRP Boy because this clip makes me think Gary Gensler was in those 63 emails that went around regarding the Bill Hinman speech. You decide for yourself. Whoops, let me hit it again.
Second issue is token design. Is there possibly a design that's really about consumption and not about investment, and sort of solely about consumption, not investment? It's going to be a challenging time because the SEC has already said in the Munchie order that it will take more than semantics or more than a token being functional. So this functional bit is an important bit, but not enough. Third, how should multi-stage contracts happen? Like when Filecoin raised $250 million in something called a SAFT. And there's a lot of debate. Can you put a packaging around a token, and so the package is a security and the token later on is not? Is that all right? The SEC has not yet spoken on that, and there's controversy around it. Let's call that, it's yet to be determined. And then fourth is a new concept. Can a security token transform to be something else? And a group of venture capitalists went into the SEC 10 days ago.
How does he know that? So what does he know about now we know the venture capitalists that went in, my understanding from Nancy Wotas, the video we played of her, is that Burnham guy from Union Square Ventures is the one that gave the presentation because she was going on about how great the presentation was. Now, I'm assuming that that's what he's referring to. Let's see what else he says about it.
circulated paperwork to a lot of people, and they're sort of saying,
he knows that they circulated paperwork to a lot of people. Okay, he knows they met with the SEC, and he knows they circulated this work. That is in reference to the safe harbor memos, is what I'm assuming, from Perkins Coie and the safe harbor memo, where the Andrews and Horowitz and the venture capital working group. But he knows all about it. Okay, I believe he was there with them. I believe he was involved in helping to craft all of that. So listen to this.
believe us, we get you. We're with you, SEC, but we have a bunch of clients that are going to evolve to be a consumable token. I'm kind of don't think this is going to work. I don't think there's any precedent in the law for a security to transform to be something else. But this is an issue on the table, and it's a worthy debate.
Okay. So now we know that Gary Gensler did not think it was going to work. Well, I got some news for you, Gary. Maybe you were right, because it is now imploding right in front of your face in your SEC. You're the one that's presiding over it. It's your baby now. And so you're the one that has to fix this. And the way to fix it, in my opinion, because I think Bitcoin and Ethereum, I think they're securities, period. I think that you create a safe harbor for all digital assets until there's a real framework. And in the meantime, you let innovation thrive. That's what I believe. Now, check this out. This is Yoshitaka Kitao. Notice CEO of SBI Holdings, which is a 10% owner in Ripple. Notice of launch of remittance service utilizing distributed ledger technology between Kingdom of Thailand, U.S.-Europe partnership, and Bank of, I don't know how to say that, a major Thai bank, SBI Ripple Asia. Exciting stuff. Now, people are really starting to put some impressive video out. And I wanted to show you this one, Joseph Lubin.
About this breaking news, the Department of Justice in the US is looking at potential manipulation of the price of certain cryptocurrencies, Ether included. How do you react?
Well, as a software company, Consensus just focuses on building the infrastructure and software applications on the decentralized web, basically Ethereum and other protocols. So we don't focus too much on cryptocurrency.
But you didn't short it, did you?
So I did get the Ethereum Foundation to sell about 70,000 ETH, like basically at the top, and that's doubled our runway now. So
I've been open to manipulation.
So I am not deeply aware of the activities in the cryptocurrency trading space. We just don't do that sort of thing. There certainly are price swings. It could be just because the total value of these monetary bases are small, and it's a very young technology and lots of news is coming out. But traders are sophisticated. Traders will do what they can get away with.
You didn't short it, did you?
So I did get the Ethereum Foundation to sell about 70,000 ETH, like basically at the top, and that's doubled our runway now. So
that is absolutely what Ether is. We did about 7 months of deep legal homework. Ether is crypto fuel.
And I was embarrassed, but I was working with the former head of the SEC, a gentleman by the name of Joe Grunfest. If anybody's familiar with the SEC, he's probably the most prolific chairman of the SEC of the last 75 years. And sheepishly the next morning said, I said, after our third drink last night, we came up with this concept, and I said we, because I didn't want to say me, and I said, can we say this is a good, because it actually forms some kind of function if you have to send it and you have to use this gas to send it. And I said, I'm sure that...
So there you go. What a twisted trail, folks. Okay, Leonidas has put out, he put out a video. John Deaton, I guess he was showing John Deaton, but he put out this video to show the Jed McCaleb sales of XRP in millions versus Ripple sales from Q4 of 2016 to Q3 of 2021. And it turns out Jed McCaleb sold more XRP in millions of dollars than Ripple sold. But nobody touches Jed McCaleb. Jed McCaleb you're not allowed to touch him. Mt. Gox, when he created Mt. Gox, that became a huge fiasco. He escapes that. Nobody even looks at him. Goes and starts Ripple. Then he leaves to go to Stellar. Now Ripple's getting sued when he's been selling all along. If they really think these are securities, why aren't they going after Jed McCaleb? Now, things are heating up, folks. Charles Gasparino had tweeted this, and he was tweeting about how it was about that video. Let me show you the video. I can't remember if you saw this. This was Eleanor Terrett, and she was retweeting the video from TAIG. And it says, Ethereum, I believe there's a strong legal case. It was a security. We'll be reaching out to the SEC. And then Charles Gasparino said, it's an interesting issue Gary Gensler raises over Ethereum. And one Clayton and his SEC is sidestepping. Can the SEC penalize Ethereum for being a security years earlier if it is not one now? Better approach, safe harbor this stuff and start a new regulatory regime. I retweeted his tweet and I said, hey, Charles, you make a great point. You should also get the thoughts of some that were involved in the SEC meetings regarding the Ethereum free pass back in 2018. Some of those would be Chris Dixon from Andreessen Horowitz. He is the guy that Jay Clayton told to go get the industry group together, which became the Venture Capital Working Group. We know that Joseph Lubin was having meetings with the SEC right around this time as well, and Consensus. We know that Nancy Wotas, who I think is one of the good guy people or good girl, good lady people in this whole equation. We know that Lowell Ness, because he said so in video, wrote the safe harbor memo. We know that Andreessen Horowitz was involved because that's where Chris Dixon is. We know that this Brad Burnham guy, because Nancy Wotas said so, he's with Union Square Ventures, and we know he's the one that gave the presentation to the SEC, and which all became the Ethereum free pass. So that's Union Square Ventures, and we know that Gary Gensler knew about all of it. He just told us in that video I just showed you that he didn't think it would work, but he's the one who came up, or he knew about it. We now know that. So then Charles Gasparino retweeted my tweet, and he said, "Stay tuned. The Eleanor Terrett Opus is coming." And you know what an opus is? That, my friends, is a masterpiece. So that'll be a thumbnail. Let's write that down. Masterpiece. We'll call it XRP Masterpiece, because I think the XRP Army has put together a masterpiece. They didn't see us coming. They didn't see John Deaton coming. They didn't see Charles Gasparino coming or Eleanor Terrett. So I hope they have quite the masterpiece in the works. And what I think they're referring to, by the way, just so you know, is I think they're putting together their own timeline of sorts, which includes names. And she said today that she was the reason it was taking a little while is she's trying to get comment from the people whose names are going to be in the timeline. So far, they haven't been able to get anybody to talk. Wonder why. Okay, I wanted to show you this tweet. A big fight is brewing over cryptocurrencies. These are some key players. We know all about these key players. This right here, these two are buddies, and they do not a big fan. Okay, then we've got this from Bank XRP. Known Ripple partner PNC Bank planning crypto offering with Coinbase. This is interesting because PNC Bank was the first bank customer of Ripple, I believe. Now, this is an interesting tweet, too. Bank of International Settlement confirmed they are going to use Ripple. Still, you don't believe in Ripple XRP? Ripple is bigger than Amazon. I would agree with that. Look right here. It says, alternative connectivity services, Ripple Connect. Use of crypto assets as a bridge currency. Ripple liquidity. How about them apples, folks? All right. Next, I found another 2 videos of Joseph Lubin doing a lot of his umming. Listen up. Here we
Additionally, I could put money into a company, an investment, and I could rely on the people in the company to work hard, and I would rely on them for return on my investment. We have a new sort of construct that we sometimes call a protocol-based open platform or a network business model, where we can stand up a community, define a set of rules, embody some of those rules in a token, a consumer utility token, and incentivize different actors, people, and companies to inhabit different roles on this platform, and ideally service one another and service consumers of that platform. So we've done a handful of these in the music space. We've got a supply chain system that's moving towards that same sort of network platform. So these are new ways that we can organize for collective action. A little while ago, Bill Hinman, Director of Corporate Finance at the SEC, said some positive things about how decentralized the Ether cryptocurrency is, and that they didn't consider it security. But much more importantly, they've been doing a lot of work to understand what's going on in our ecosystem, and initially they said everything that they saw was a security, but much more recently they've agreed that if you structure one of these tokens properly as a consumer utility token, and if you market it correctly so that you're not marketing it as a speculative investment to investor types, then they would be comfortable that that sort of token is not in fact a security.
Okay, I thought this was funny down here while I was watching that. We've shown so many videos on this channel of Joseph Lubin, and we know that, I mean, I'm not a body language expert, but we know from watching what he's saying and just knowing what we're talking about here, we know that the body language is screaming, man, I'm so uncomfortable talking about this. So here's what I think will be funny. And I read this person's comment right here, this Phil Wright, PGA. He says, digital asset investor, you should get a body language expert on. Have him watch Lubin squirm and shift as he tries to explain the scam that is ETHgate. Well, here's what I'm going to offer. Anybody out there who is a body language expert, if you will get in touch with me, I've got an email, digitalassetinvestor2018@gmail.com. If you will send me an email, first direct me to your credentials, and I'm not going to click on any links. So you're going to have to just tell me where to go. I can type your name in and look on LinkedIn or whatever. But anyway, let me know what your credentials are. And if you're really a body language expert, what I'll do is I'll handpick 2 or 3 Joseph Lubin videos. I'll send you the videos and tell you to watch them, or send you the clips, get you to watch them while you record yourself watching them, and then you can hit stop or pause or whatever in the video and tell us what the body language is telling you. You get that video to me and I'll put it inside of one of my videos, and I'll give you a shout out and maybe get you some business if you need business, whatever. That'll be a pretty funny exercise. I got one more clip from old Joseph Lubin here. Here you go.
And you have these other kinds of instruments, these consumer utility tokens, so you can spin up different kinds of platforms that don't need to pay attention to securities laws because they lie outside that jurisdiction. And
so this is what they did, folks. When I first started looking into this, I thought that they were trying to give Ethereum a free pass. They were. But the bigger picture was they were trying to get Ethereum a free pass and create a token factory just for Ethereum at the same time. The equivalent of a money printing machine. Well, I'm going to read to you what he just said because it really hits home when you read it. He said, these consumer utility tokens, so you can spin up different kinds of platforms that don't need to pay attention to securities laws because they lie outside that jurisdiction. Let me tell you what he didn't say. He didn't say these consumer utility tokens, which are only stable coins. And what that means, he didn't say these are only going to be stable coins. He said consumer utility tokens that can, when you're not saying it, he means these can appreciate or depreciate in value. In other words, It's a money printing machine. They can issue tokens at will because of the Hinman speech. That's what this thing was really about. And notice, nobody else is allowed to do it. It's just on Ethereum. You can't do it on others. We can't even figure out whether or not we're allowed to receive the freaking Songbird tokens on half of these exchanges, or Flare tokens on half. We can't even find out half of the answers to those questions because of XRP being in a lawsuit with the SEC. But this guy at will brags about it. We've shown you that he brags about how we issued some tokens here, and I've even played video of him sitting on stage with some woman who's like, as I recall, it was some kind of blog platform, and she was asking, "You think we're going to be able to raise $30 million or whatever it was?" I couldn't believe what I was hearing. They're blatantly raising money through ICOs. They're just using word games to call it something different. Then we've got this. Hester Pierce said, "Congratulations to Cree Kelly, the new head of our Office of Whistleblower." Well, Cree Kelly, I've got something for you. And it's not just a little something. It's blatant. I'm a whistleblower alert. This is the video. It's right down here underneath Hester Pierce. Mr. B even drew her attention to, I've been laying out a great case, including timelines, all falling on deaf ears. I don't know how much money that I'm owed by the SEC in whistleblower alerts, because I've given them a bunch. I've dropped them. I've sent Gary Gensler whistleblower alerts, and all of them are legitimate, folks. Everything that I have blown the whistle on, these people could look at, and if any of you or I did these things, game over. But not anybody tied to Ethereum. They can have the whistle blown on them over and over when it's nothing but their own words, and it completely ignored by the SEC of the United States. It's shameful. And I don't really even want the reward. I'll donate the reward. In fact, I'll donate it to Mr. B's charity of choice. My whistleblower reward, whatever it is, because Mr. B brought this to their attention, I'm going to donate my whistleblower reward to the charity of his choice. So it is. All right. Wanted to show you this. This is cool. iTrustCapital is one of my sponsors. I saw this right here. Leading crypto IRA platform, iTrustCapital surpasses $3.5 billion in trade volume. Right here, growing from $2 billion to $3.5 billion in transaction volume in only 4 months is proof that there are a large number of investors who understand the opportunity we offer to diversify their retirement portfolios with digital assets, said Blake Skadron, who, and then he goes on, "We're proud to say clients consistently relay positive feedback and appreciate our commitment to transparency, access, delivering excellent client service." Well, good for them. And by the way, I don't know if any of you care, but I have a couple accounts with iTrustCapital. I don't know if you care about the fact that they apparently have added Shibu Inu. I have people ask me about Shibu Inu all the time. I do not own any Shibu Inu. Look, my brother asked me about Shibu Inu, okay? And he was asking me if I wanted to buy a bunch of it, and I said, it's really not my thing. and I'm not saying you can't make a lot of money on it. A lot of people have. You can make a lot of money on a lot of these things, but I just focus on digital assets that I kind of know about and that I think are going to have a lot of utility. I don't let things like this, even if it would, every once in a while, I might buy something like that, but it's just not. I've been here a long time and I've seen a lot of this kind of stuff, and it's just not in my bag. But I don't hold anything against anybody that wants to. I mean, if you think you can make you a few bucks doing it, just be careful is what I would say. Now, I want to remind everybody, there's the Ripple equity sold out, then it got put back on, sold out. You know how the story goes. Well, now it's back. There's a little bit back on because I think it's almost gone again. And link to linqto.com. They're also my sponsor. Remember that. I've bought Ripple. I've bought Uphold. I've bought Kraken. I've bought Link2 myself. These are 4 of them that I have purchased. This is private equity. You have to be an accredited investor, and I'm very excited about this being a part of my portfolio, because I believe that especially as these regulatory things get worked out, it's going to be time for, in my opinion, it's going to be time for launch, not just of digital assets that have clarity, but the private equity in these blockchain companies. And you're going to start seeing a wave, in my opinion. I think this is what we're going to see. It's going to be similar to .com in that you'll see a wave, but this time it's different. You'll see a wave of IPOs, mergers, acquisitions, all kinds of stuff around blockchain. And this time it'll be different than .com in that most of these companies are already making money. I think Wall Street learned the lessons of the business models where, we're going to make money 10 years down the road. I don't think they play that game as much anymore. That's what they did in .com. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button, and tell your friends and family that I will officially be donating any whistleblower rewards that I get from the SEC to the charity of Mr. B's Choice. Thanks for listening.